At Anderson Ford, we have commission-free guides who are paid to give you a great experience, not make a sale, so you can choose the best vehicle for you. During the Get Holiday Ready sales event, lease a 2024 Ford F-150 for only $379 per month. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1003769, $375 per month. Lease for 36 months with a free credit, 7,500 miles per year, $4,750 to assign you. No security deposit required. Tax title and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 1225. See delivery details.
I'm Steve Carper, and I'm here to tell you that there's never been a better time to buy flooring. Whether you need carpet, wood flooring, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you got to come to O Street Carpet. With our 12-month interest-free financing, you can do one room or your whole house and leave your holiday budget intact. And with our huge in-stock selection, you can buy today and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
It happens. All of a sudden, you need a plumber. Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Problem solved with Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
At Midwest Bank, they want to thank all the generous donors who helped make their 2024 Turkey Drive for Schools a success. Thanks to the generosity, they raised enough money to provide 153 families across 6 different schools in Lincoln with a full Thanksgiving meal. With your support, they made Thanksgiving Day for those families a little brighter. They want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. If you're sick of catering from the same places every month, it's time to switch things up. Mulberry Barbecue is perfect for business lunches and dinners, family gatherings, holiday parties, wedding receptions, rehearsal dinners, and so much more. Delivery and full service options are available, and they can cater for anything from 10 people to 500 people. Call them at 402-937-7114 to look at their menu options and get your catering booked today. Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker Highway. Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in December, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep the clubs out year-round. Book your holiday parties at Double Eagle Golf and make plans to join them for a New Year's Eve party. Gift cards make a great stocking stuffer for Christmas, and don't forget to look ahead to 2025 as spring leagues begin in February. That's all at Double Eagle Golf, inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Power Hour with two-time national champion Todd Uhlir. Powered by Win the World of Lincoln and Set the Bar Subs on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello and welcome into the Power Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. I'm Ben Droz. I'm just going on the board, the ones and twos, but on the stream, we got two-time national champion Todd Uhlir. Todd, first of all, how are you doing, Ben?
Good, man. What's up? You hear me all right? I got
yes, I
up
hear you.
again today. Awesome. I'm up here in Pierce, Nebraska at the Pierce Girls Wrestling Tournament. So my daughter is wrestling today. She just won her first match, so she's now 10-2.
Nice.
So excited about that. But, made a commitment to the radio show. Not going to miss that either, right? So big shout out to the sponsors, Win the World of Lincoln, Set the Bar Subs, and Exarban Supply and Sport. Appreciate those guys for always sponsoring the Power Hour. So today we're going to talk college football playoffs, right? I know that the bowl game's coming up for the Huskers, but I want to dive into this college football playoff, right? So last night, Notre Dame and Indiana, and being a Big Ten guy, would have liked to seen Indiana maybe show up a little better, but everybody kind of said maybe they didn't belong. They hadn't beat anybody. And it was kind of proven last night. And, the final score, 27-17, didn't really justify. It was 27-3 when I turned it off, to be real honest, because it was over. So I did hear that they recovered an onside kick, which so it made it a little more respectable. Kurt Signetti, the head coach there, pretty cocky guy, and rightfully so. He's won everywhere he's gone. Everybody's seen his, just look me up. But I think it's going to be interesting how his career goes now, that he isn't an unknown.
Yeah.
It'll be a little different, I think. I really think, Scott Frost kind of had that same feeling when he came to town, and was like, oh, we want the Big Ten to have to worry about, what we do. The Big Ten needs to change for us. And dude, the Big Ten's tough. We've been in it now for how many years? We haven't really sniffed too much of anything in it, and it's a tough conference. I think it's the best conference. The SEC guys probably say, SEC's the best conference, but we're gonna find out in this playoff, right? So Notre Dame wins. They get, so by winning, they get to go play Georgia. Awesome. That should be a great game. It'll be. I just like the matchup, right? Like they play different kind of styles of football. Really thought the quarterback last night for Notre Dame, can't think of his name, really was able to get out of the pocket, was able to make stuff happen. And I think that'll be difficult for Georgia. But also Georgia plays a tougher level of competition, in my opinion, than Notre Dame did. I could also say that Notre Dame didn't play like the craziest hard schedule either, in my opinion. But I think it's going to be a great matchup. So right now we've got Penn State and SMU kicking off, right? Soon, like if they haven't already. So Ben, who do you got in this matchup? You think Penn State just smokes them, or?
I don't know about smokes them, but I mean, I think Penn State's probably going to win this pretty easily. I don't know if Penn State has enough offensive firepower to smoke them per se, but I definitely think Penn State is the better team. Not that SMU wasn't deserving of making it to the college football playoffs, because I think with what they did this season, they are. I just think Penn State's a very solid team.
Yeah. So I have once again, a lot of people are like, should SMU make it? They lost to Clemson in the championship game, and I really think at some point these championship games are going to have to be looked at. Is it because really, if Georgia and Texas could play for a third time, that's crazy to me. To have to play a football team 3 times, it's not unheard of in basketball or some of these other things, but it's hard to beat a good team twice, much less 3 times. It's almost impossible. So I think that will have to be, and once again, it's the first year of the 12 team, which is awesome because there's still a lot of excitement out there about college football instead of just the bowl games and then 4 teams left. So a lot of schools still have their hopes up, like Penn State, who didn't play in the Big Ten championship, but now have an opportunity. I think they got potentially the easiest road, right, with SMU. If they beat SMU, they're going to go to Boise State, which will be, well, they won't go to Boise State. That'll be a neutral site, right? But they'll have to play Boise State, whereas Notre Dame just beat, maybe a not deserving Indiana team, and now they got to go play Georgia. So I think that's going to be much more difficult for Notre Dame than it is Penn State, right? And I do have Penn State winning this game, but I think SMU, they got a chip on their shoulder. Ben, you're not old enough, but I remember the Pony Express, Eric Dickerson, Craig James. I remember the scandals, the death penalty, all that good stuff. And now we're paying kids way more than Eric Dickerson and Craig James ever got from that. So it's pretty interesting how things have changed in 40 years from the Pony Express. But it's an interesting matchup. I think the head coach Franklin hasn't proven he can win a big game yet, right? Like, is this a time that he can? This is a big game. I don't care if it is SMU, but it's a big game, and James Franklin has got that kind of thing, like aura around him that he can't win the big one. Couldn't beat Ohio State. Those kinds of things. So this is a good chance with probably the best opportunity to win a big game for these. But once again, I think SMU ranked at 11. Is it that big of a game? I mean, it's not a top 10 opponent. So I don't know if you can get if they do win. I don't know if you can still give him that. Hey, he won a big game. It is a playoff game though, so everybody's going to come give their best shot. And I think the weather, it's kind of awesome. Like Southern Methodist universities in Dallas, Texas, they play a lot of warm weather games. It snowed last night at Penn State, so they're going to have to deal with the elements, which I love. I always think that's awesome. I was hoping when UCLA came to Nebraska, it was snowing, but it was actually a really nice day. So they didn't get any of that Nebraska weather. But hopefully next year we get some of those West Coast teams in Memorial Stadium with some weather, right? I think this was probably the best weather home games I've ever been to at Nebraska for the entire time. But I think the key matchup here is going to be the tight end, right? The All-American tight end for Penn State. He's 6'6". I don't know. He's huge. He's awesome. He can do everything.
Yeah.
And SMU's linebackers are like 5'10", but they can fly, right? They cover the field left to right. They absolutely fly. I think the secondary is good for SMU. Are they good enough? And they're known. SMU's known in the ACC. They're the best run defense in the ACC, right? So, and Penn State likes to run the ball, and they got two really talented running backs. Drew Holler? Is that the quarterback? Can't think of it.
Drew Aller
Penn
is
State.
the QB.
Aller, right? Yep. So, I think he's got to be spot on. I know pass defense for SMU has been pretty high in the ACC. So we got a great matchup in that first game today. So I am taking Penn State. I did take Notre Dame to beat Indiana. I was hoping Indiana maybe. Here's the thing. I was talking to a buddy that's a huge Ohio State fan this morning on the way over here to the tournament. And, he's like, well, besides the Ohio State game, that's the first time you'd watch Indiana play. And obviously when you watched the Indiana-Ohio State game, you weren't impressed with Indiana whatsoever. But, I told him, I said, well, go back and watch the Nebraska-Indiana game. The quarterback for Indiana was spot on. I mean, did not make a mistake. They didn't turn the ball over. And that's probably due to, lack of defensive pressure by us, I think. But man, he just made so many mistakes early, throwing that early interception that turned right around into a 98-yard touchdown. That was a kind of a really big momentum breaker for Indiana. But I think, he had to be perfect. And that, when you get into playoff football, and if you're not perfect, your team's you're gonna lose. Like, I think he was like 1 of 6 for his first 6 passes, and so I think that's a tough thing. So Notre Dame going to Georgia, Penn State playing SMU right now. So I'm excited to kind of watch. I'm going to be watching it on my phone. I'm watching the wrestling tournament, and then we've got Clemson and Texas. So I don't think it's any craziness that Texas is favored by 13.5 right now. even though Texas only 2 losses are to Georgia, right? Like they played a pretty tough schedule and came through it. 5th ranked, I think Clemson. You can't ever count Clemson out. Dabo Sweeney just has a culture there that you can't count them out, right? And I really saw that against SMU. I thought, man, they don't have a chance against SMU, but they really showed up. They kind of play to the level of the teams that they're playing. So I think that's going to be another really tough game. That's 3 p.m. Central. So I think everybody's taking Texas, but I do think Clemson has kind of that it factor that Dabo Sweeney always has his team prepared. Like I remember when they beat Alabama for the national championship, I didn't give them a chance to beat Alabama for a national championship, and they did it, right? So this kid, he gets the most out of his kids. Kind of interesting program to follow. You know, they really had a falling off last year, and then coming back this year, and but they have lost 3 games, and so Texas got something to prove, right? So if Clemson can't stop them early, watch for Texas to put a bunch of points on the board. I think that'll be just to kind of put an exclamation point on that.
Yeah.
So if Texas does win, who will they get? I can't think right now. I got to look forward.
I think is that the Ohio State and Tennessee, I believe. I can look at the
No, Ohio State. They'll play somebody that had a bye. Arizona State, maybe.
Yes.
I know
yes.
the winner of the Ohio State Tennessee. Yeah, they'll get Arizona State. So another, potentially easier route. I think the 2 teams, Notre Dame getting Georgia, and then the Ohio State Tennessee winner is getting Oregon, right? Like,
yeah,
would have rather been either Notre Dame or Indiana or Penn State or SMU, because now Notre Dame's going to have to go play Georgia, and the winner of Ohio State Tennessee is got Oregon, right? That's going to be, that's the harder route for sure, right? Arizona State, not taking anything away from them, but I think once again, Big Ten football, SEC football, just a level higher than the ACC. What Arizona State even playing? Big 12.
Yep.
Big 12. So yeah, such a shuffle. It's hard to keep track of where everybody's going.
I want to ask you, Todd. So I mean, kind of talking about these easier routes. I mean, the whole reason why like a seeding for a playoff system like this is always, usually good is because the 4th seed is always the 4th best team, But in the way it's set up right now, you probably wouldn't say that Arizona State is the 4th best team. That's not what they were ranked either, but they're the 4th seed and then got the bye. What do you feel like Arizona State and Boise State should have gotten a bye? Do you feel like that's kind of making the playoffs maybe like could lead to some blowouts because, Texas has an easier route than say in Oregon does because of the way it's set up? Or do you like the way it's set up right now?
No, I think obviously first year, there's going to have to be some things changed next year, because there's no way, in my opinion, that Arizona State's the 4th best team. And I'm not taking anything away from Boise. They played Oregon tough early on in the season.
Yeah.
That they're the 3rd best seed, right?
Yeah.
I just don't. They didn't play. I think you have to take in strength of schedule a lot more than just, they won the Big 12, so they get a bye. Oh, they won the ACC, so well, the ACC didn't get a bye, right? But the Big 10, the SEC, the Big 12, and who got the other bye?
Mountain West.
Yeah, Mountain West, right? So I don't think you can say. I think that's wrong, because, like you said, I'd rather be Penn State or Texas right now than anybody. I mean, I give them higher odds of making it to the semifinals than any other team. right? And also it comes down to you should like I'm at a wrestling tournament, right? The seeds come out number 1 through 16, and the number 1 seed has should be the easiest route to the finals, right? Where 1 and 2 should meet up, barring any upsets. And that's why you play the games, because there are upsets, right? We've
Yeah.
seen tons of them. We weren't in '94. We were not favored to beat Miami, so you play the games for a reason. But I do, yeah. There's gonna have to be some tweaks done, and not saying that there will be, but I think they should. If you win the conference championship, you should be guaranteed in.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be guaranteed one. Or not, and you're not guaranteed a bye, since Clemson didn't get a bye.
Yeah.
Since there's 5 conferences, but I think it's got to go back to, all right, the best team in the country. But once again, it's so subjective, right? I mean, obviously Oregon undefeated. There's no dispute there. Who's number 1, right? Georgia won the SEC. They beat Texas twice. Texas's only 2 losses. Texas beat a lot of good teams. I have no problem with Georgia being the 2 seed, right? And then I would personally say Ohio State's number 3, right? Like, personally, I think they're the 3rd best team. The loss to Michigan hurt them. I think that would have, but that's a rivalry game, and that's why you play those games, and that's why they're fun to watch. So I think they should have been 3, and Texas should have been 4. That's how it should have been, and then line the other teams up. Right?
I think Notre Dame should definitely be top 4.
Yeah, once again, I mean, they lost to Texas A&M early, first game of the year. Texas A&M didn't.
Yeah, that was Northern Illinois. Wasn't that Northern Illinois? I thought they lost to. Hold on, let me
Was
look.
it Northern Illinois, or did they beat Texas A&M? You're right.
Yeah, they beat Texas A&M, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, they did lose to Northern Illinois. That was a huge upset.
Yeah, that was the first game of the season, and then after
First
that,
game, yeah.
they went on a tear.
They went on a run. Yeah, they did beat Texas A&M. Sorry, but yeah, they lost to Northern Illinois. So I mean, that's probably worse than losing to Michigan, right? In my opinion. So I mean, although they only lost 1 game, I would say Notre Dame would have been 5 in my book. Right?
Okay.
Just how I felt. But yeah, absolutely, definitely discussions about them being, a top 4 seed, right? But I don't think they're complaining right now.
No.
They got Indiana first round, so unfortunately, their big defensive lineman, number 99, got hurt. Hopefully, he's able to. That's the other thing you got to deal with in this is, if you're playing a first round game, you got injuries to deal with. It's football. You're going to have injuries, right?
Yeah.
And that's how do you make this run? You have to be deep. And people don't. I think the Big Ten and the SEC kind of set you up for that, where you have to be deep in order to make a run deep into, the conference championship. If you're not deep, you're in trouble, because guys, this is a very, very physical game. People get hurt. It's the next man up, and he's got to be ready to go. So that's going to be interesting to watch as these playoffs unfold, is who can stay the healthiest. I think that's the team that you have potentially winning it all. I mean, Oregon could lose. I mean, just saying, like, their quarterback goes down, they potentially, don't even make it to their second game, right?
Yeah.
So it's always kind of interesting to watch how that goes, and I think being in the SEC, being in the Big Ten prepares guys for that. I would say if Arizona State's running back, who's awesome, can't think of his name right now, but he's fun to watch. He's pretty cocky too. But if he gets hurt, they're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
They really don't have much depth at that spot. I think their quarterback's fun to watch as well. But once again, the level of competition they played all year, they were probably able to stay healthier than a lot of Big Ten and SEC teams. So I think I think injuries are going to play a huge part in this playoff format now that it's, potentially you got to win, 3 games? 4 games. You got to win 4 games, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have a bye. And even if you have a bye, you still got to win 3 games. That's a lot of high-level football. It's a lot of stuff can go wrong. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that goes. So when we come back, we'll have an update on the SMU Penn State, see what's going on there. And we'll talk a little bit more college football playoff. And thanks for joining me on the Power Hour. We'll be back. It's 93.7 The Ticket.
Nebraska's Christmas Light Show is back and bigger than ever. The Magical Lights of Lincoln Christmas Show runs from Black Friday through New Year's Eve at Sandhills Global Event Center. Bring the family for a show they'll never forget, featuring over 1.5 million lights. Cost is $25 per vehicle from Monday through Thursday, $30 on Friday and Saturday, and also $30 on Christmas Eve and day. Purchase your tickets online today at ChristmasLightsInLincoln.com and get ready to experience a drive-through light show like you've never seen before.
M. Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store year after year after year. Located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road, stop in today to get your holiday shopping done and mention this ad for a free pair of dress socks. M. Suits Clothiers.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals. And get your lift with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Cyber threats are everywhere. When is the last time you stopped to think about how you're protecting your business from potential data breaches, phishing scams, or ransomware? It's time to make cybersecurity a priority for your business. At Hamilton, our unmatched expertise and cutting-edge technology goes beyond basic defense, providing proactive, tailored solutions that keep your data, network, and digital assets protected. Better protection, better cybersecurity with Hamilton. Visit our website at hamiltonisbusiness.com to learn more.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday Season. They are thankful for many things this year and every year, and hope that everyone is able to enjoy time with family and friends during this joyful celebration. This important message comes to you from Bart and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care. Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in December. Try one of their delicious breakfast sandwiches or grilled breakfast burritos. Don't forget to snag a gift card for stocking stuffers and bring your family in from out of town. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8692 8934, and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Doren. God bless you.
The bell rings and the school day starts. The future of our fiber hoods lies in their hands. That's why Allo Fiber invests in schools, students, and the next generation of leaders. If you sign up for Allo service between now and December 31st, Allo will donate $50 to the school of your choice. Joining the Allo Fiber family isn't just about crazy fast, reliable internet. It's about giving back to your local community and investing in what matters most. Switch to Allo today and we'll donate $50 to your chosen school. Visit allofiber.com/education to make a difference now.
Attention all wing fans! Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today at 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Hey guys, it's Nick. You know how much I love beer, and this game day, show your Husker pride with Dear Old Nebraska Brew, the official beer of the Nebraska Alumni Association. Brewed by Nebraska fans, for Nebraska fans, Dear Old Nebraska Brew is your go-to for every kickoff, touchdown, and celebration. Whether it's tailgating, watching the game at home, or gathering with friends, this beer is there to bring that perfect game day refreshment. Dear Old Nebraska Brew embodies the spirit of Nebraska with every sip. So crack one open and let the good times roll. Dear Old Nebraska Brew, the official beer of Nebraska alumni. Please drink responsibly.
Back to the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back with the Power Hour. I'm Todd Uhlir. It's 93.7 The Ticket. Once again, I'm up here in Pierce, Nebraska at a wrestling tournament. My daughter is wrestling. She's on to the quarterfinals. Looks like SMU Penn State still 0-0, 7 minutes left in the first is what my update is. Out of all of the first round playoff games, you got Notre Dame handles Indiana last night. Penn State, we're thinking should handle SMU pretty well, but they just punted to SMU, so we'll see. Clemson, Texas, we think Texas should handle that one. I think the most interesting one is Ohio State, Tennessee, right? It's by far the best game. Ohio State is favored by 7, which, after that loss to Michigan, you kind of wonder if they've got it. Now, I've got a bunch of friends and clients out in Buckeye land, and they're all calling for Ryan Day's head. And I keep telling them, I'm saying, careful what you wish for, right? Because you won 10 games. The last time I know of somebody that won 10 games and got fired, that program has struggled really bad for a while. So, careful what you wish for there. But I think this is the most intriguing, and it's the 7:00 game tonight. You know, Ohio State's loss to Oregon was down to the wire. Just a really heads up call by Coach Lanning of Oregon to have 12 guys on the field and run time off the clock, and Will Howard not getting down, and if he would have got down, could have they kicked that field goal to beat Oregon, probably or potentially. But Tennessee has got the offensive player of the year, right? Their running back is going to be tough to stop. He's averaging almost 6 yards a carry, and that's can they stop the run game? That will be the big one. And the turnovers. Will Howard against Michigan threw an interception that just put the defense on their heels and never really came back from that. And I think Dylan Sampson's going to potentially set the tone in the rushing game. If Ohio State can stop that, they have a good opportunity. But the kid's special. You don't get offensive player of the year if you're not pretty good. So that'll be interesting. So I'm really looking at the running back play, and can Ohio State's defense shut him down or at least contain him? And then I'm looking at Will Howard's play, because even against Nebraska, Will Howard just didn't play well. We had an opportunity to potentially go down and score and win that game. And I think that we shut down their run game. And Will Howard just didn't produce against us. So I think that's going to be the key matchups in that one, for sure. And the turnover battle, right? Like if Will Howard can manage the game, not turn the ball over, and he just made some really bad decisions against Michigan that cost them. So I think that's going to be the big thing. I'm rooting for Ohio State. I wouldn't say I'm rooting. I have them picked. Once again, lots of clients and buddies out in Buckeye land, and so I want to see them. And they're obviously Big Ten, so I kind of want to see them. And I don't have any problem with Ohio State. I think Ryan Day does a great job there. He's much like James Franklin in the fact that he just hasn't been able to win the big one. He hasn't been able to beat Michigan in 4 years, unfortunately for him. But this is a chance again for redemption for Ryan Day. I think if they can win this game and go on and play Oregon, I don't know if they can beat Oregon. I think once again that was such a great game that we're going to have another classic potentially if they end up playing Oregon again. But really look at, can they stop Dylan Sampson running the ball? Tennessee can sling it a little bit. I think and they obviously played a really tough schedule in the SEC. I don't think there's. I thought Indiana and Nebraska's schedule this year in the Big Ten was as easy as it's probably going to get ever. So I think that's I think everybody else played some really tough schedules, but look at Ohio State lost to Oregon, who's number 1. They lost to Michigan, who's unranked, but no different. Notre Dame lost to an unranked Northern Illinois, right? So that's why you play the games. Tennessee, they beat Alabama, they beat Florida, they beat Oklahoma when they were ranked. All different things there. They lost to Georgia 31-17. So I think it's going to be that is by far our best matchup of the first round. And I'm excited to see a good game. And I would like to see Ryan Day get that win. I'd like to see James Franklin get that win. I would have liked to see, even though I'm not a Cignetti fan, I would have liked to see Indiana beat Notre Dame. But obviously I'm kind of a Big Ten guy, and there's a lot of people that in Nebraska is like, no, if they're in Big Ten, I want them to lose because we're in the Big Ten. Now I want the Big Ten to show up and show out as best we can. I want to have the most teams standing at the end of this, right? It'd be awesome to have and I don't think we can. I don't think yeah, potentially we could have Penn State versus either Oregon or Ohio State have an all Big Ten championship game. So rooting for Penn State, rooting for Ohio State today because I can't root for the Huskers until next Saturday. So we'll be we got to talk about that, Ben. That game starts at 11 next Saturday. That's when the show goes on.
No one's talking about it. It's kind of interesting how the bowl games have kind of just gone a little bit under the rug with, college football playoff and then, everything that's happening with portal and recruiting news. I mean, the bowl games kind of just been swept under the rug a little bit, but yeah, they play next week.
Yeah. My son flies out Monday. He's at practice right now. He's probably finishing it. Well, yeah, they're probably getting close to finishing up practice right now. Got to get his stuff packed, and he gets a day off tomorrow to be with family, and then they fly out Monday. They got some really cool stuff planned for them. I'm excited for those guys to get to do some of that stuff. They're going to a Knicks game, I believe, on Christmas Day, so should be a lot of fun for those guys. And I've said this all along, like none of these guys have ever experienced the bowl game. And when I came in, it was just what you like. It's what you always got that treat at the end of the year of going to the bowl game and getting out of Nebraska for the travel squad. I was on travel squad in '94, but you'd fly in, play the game, fly back out. You didn't get to really see the place. So they're getting to see New York a little bit. They're staying pretty close to the Rockefeller Center, which is, there doesn't get any more Christmas than that, than the Rockefeller Center. So that'll be really a great experience for them. I still haven't made the decision whether I'm going or not. Still kind of, I may get in the car and drive out there and be doing the show from the road. No, I would be in the stadium if I go out there at our showtime. So we'll have to talk about next
Yeah, I
week's
think we
show.
might have pregame during this time anyway. So
Probably. Lots of times that's what happens. So, but yeah, we'll. So I might not be on next week, but I think it's a big game. I don't feel like it's a win at all cost game, but I think it could be a really good momentum game. I think Boston College is a really solid football team. Just talking with Trent, with the film that he's watched, he said their rush ends are dudes. Like we're going to have to be really good in our schemes to block these guys. The one's an All-American. He's number 6. I can't think of his name, but he, first team All-American. Right? So we're not going and playing a scab team by any means. So, and I think obviously their coach Bill O'Brien's been kind of proven. He's gonna have his kids prepared to play, but it is one that I think could catapult us into next season if we can come away from this with a win, whether it's by 1 point or 10 points or. But I think it would be huge for Nebraska to get that 7-6 mark. Have a winning season completed, and that's just kind of what you want to see as a program is developing, right? With the new coaching staff. Obviously, we got a bunch of new coaches in now again. So you always kind of, but I think that's just what college football is now. I think you're going to see new coaches pretty consistently throughout a lot of programs, right? If you're in a good program, your coaches are leaving because they're getting hired on at higher positions, and if you're in a program that's kind of struggling, some coaches need to go to make room for guys that can potentially elevate the program more. So I just think you see that coaching carousel is really different than it was like when I played. Like none of our guys left. I think Tony Samuel left after I got done playing to go to Utah State. It'll be really interesting to see. So, but and I think programs like Iowa, Coach Ferentz has been around for 25 years, one of the longest tenured, if not the longest tenured college coach now at one place. You get some of that foundation. This is what happens every day every year, and that's how you really do that. So we've got to look at how we can keep this coaching staff from turning over, in year two, right? Like it's happened. Now we're kind of almost feels like we're starting over with the new offensive coordinator, a new defensive coordinator, new defensive backs coach, new D-line coach, just seems okay. Now we got to revamp, and obviously comes along with that is differences in recruiting, differences in schemes. So some of these guys aren't going to fit our scheme. I think Holgerson is an air raid guy. Is that going to hold true? I know that's what he likes to run, but we're in Nebraska. I don't know if that's something that you can 100% rely on. I think we're still going to have to run the ball. And I'm not saying that the air raid doesn't run the ball whatsoever. You hear air raid and you think, hey, we're going to, throw the ball 60 times a game. I don't believe that that's true. So I think this bowl game, once again, it's great for the kids, especially, first of all, for the seniors to get to go out and have this opportunity to play one more game as a Husker, because there's nothing like it, at least in my opinion, to go play another game as a Husker, their last one. And then for the younger guys to realize, like, hey, this was just small change. What if we can get to the playoffs next year? What if we can, do something that way and just take it to the next level, right? So, not saying that I'm calling a playoff bid by any means, but we literally, we could have that Illinois game. We beat Illinois. You start looking, we potentially could fall into one of those slots had we, not had the ball bounce the wrong way a couple times. So I think we have really good talent. I think we'll be able to really compete at a high level next year. And I think a win in this bowl game will catapult that, right? We'll just make guys hungrier for more, right? And yeah, there's a lot going on in the transfer portal. There's a lot going on with coaching changes. Did I see we signed another D lineman? I think.
Yes, I'm not
sure
the name right now.
From Mississippi State, I believe.
Yeah, I'll
it's just so hard to keep up with everything right now, especially since this isn't my full-time job. But I'm just a super fan of the Huskers, and it is pretty crazy what's going on with the portal.
It's Gabe Moore. Gabe Moore.
Yeah,
is the
Gabe
defensive
Moore.
lineman they got from Mississippi State. Yep, Gabe Moore.
He's a big boy. I seen it. I seen that this morning, and I looked at his Instagram. I'm like, that's a big boy. So
he's 6'4", 290 pounds.
Yeah, big boy. So so I know, and I think, I'm on the captain show every Wednesday for Winter World Wednesday, and we talked with Terrell, and Terrell's like, we're not fast enough at this, but we don't want to, we got to get the right guys for our system. And that's hard when we got a brand new defensive coordinator. We got a brand new offensive coordinator, right? So I think at last check I had, we had 23 guys in the portal. With the roster potentially being cut down to 105, is that a bad deal? I don't know. I always say I want guys that want to be at Nebraska for Nebraska, not for the money, right? Don't get me wrong, money's great, but I didn't get paid a dime to play, and I would do it again to be a Husker and to play in national championship games and have all that stuff. So you still got to find those kids that are the diehards that want to be at Nebraska to be a Husker, right? And I think the portal's ruined a lot of that at a lot of programs, right? Is there's how much more money can I get somewhere else? And so I really don't like that. But so when we come back, we got one more segment. We're going to talk a little bit more on the college football playoff, and then we'll be done. So thanks for joining me here on the Power Hour. It's 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
Who wants free diamonds? This whole you for shopping with us, Sartor Heyman Jewelers is giving you free diamonds. Now through December 6th, receive a pair of sparkling diamond stud earrings, a stunning diamond pendant, or a gorgeous diamond tennis bracelet for free with your qualifying purchase. We only have a limited number to give away, so once they're gone, they're gone. Don't wait on this one. Visit Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where your gift shopping shines brighter. In Lincoln at South Point Mall, downtown, and in Grand Island on State Street.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, wanting to thank you all again for your continued service. November is off and running. Check this out. Get up to $12,000 off or 0% financing on select new vehicles. We have great lease specials with new Trax and Trailblazers starting at $299 per month and new Blazer EVs leasing for $399. Great payments, discounts, and of course, 0% financing. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All finance with approved credit, leases with $2,500 down.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger in the mall over a stuffed T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a lame holiday deal, relax in the Black Card Spa with some hydro massage feels. Instead of being trapped at your in-laws, escape to any of our 2,600 Planet Fitness locations. Sign up today for the Planet Fitness Black Card. Just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th. See Club for details.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Early break.
There's quite a situation going on.
What?
Jake's been asked to step away on Fridays from now on.
Yeah,
they want to break. Young Ben has been dubbed as the curse breaker. He's been dubbed as the curse breaker, and Jake's been asked kindly to step away.
Just for Fridays.
Just Fridays.
Just Fridays only.
Game
day only. Game day eve only.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Fuhrer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Back to the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back in with the Power Hour. I'm Todd Uhlir. Looks like Penn State at the end of the first quarter, 7-0 over SMU, kind of like we thought, right? So this is our last segment of the Power Hour. Let's get into. So Penn State wins. They're going to play Boise State. I still am upset about the Heisman Trophy. I thought Ashton Jeanty deserved it more than anybody, in my opinion. So I am a former running back, and I know how hard it is to play that position. And but I did not play both ways and play 125 snaps a game and all that good stuff. So shout out Travis Hunter. Not taking anything away from him, but I think Jeanty getting his team a first-round bye. Only lost to Oregon, and that was a close game. And he also went off on Oregon, who's the number one team. Travis Hunter didn't do anything against us. So I'm like, well, what would have Ashton Jeanty done against Nebraska? Right? Yeah. Like, it could be scary. So anyway, but yeah, it's going to be awesome. Clemson, Texas next at 3 p.m. The Big Tennessee Ohio State game at 7 p.m. And so other than that, I just want to shout out to the sponsors, Window World Lincoln. You can go to windowworldlincoln.com. Check them out. If you're in the Lincoln and surrounding areas, best bang for your buck. Definitely, and we've kept busy. The weather's been awesome, so they've kept busy. They're installing windows left and right. They also do siding, roofing, doors, you name it, anything exterior they can do. And it's nationally known but locally owned. My little brother owns Window World Lincoln, so shout out to Tommy, great sponsor of the show. And then Set the Bar Sups, www.setthebarsups.com. Another company that's the only supplements I use, all my clients use, and best quality products at the best possible price. So check them out. Thanks for sponsoring. And then Exarban, they're in Omaha, and he has a walk-in clinic in Norfolk, Nebraska as well. So he's at both spots. And go see Dr. Mark at Exarban Spine and Sports. So, but yeah, who do you got winning these games tonight, Ben?
Which games are you want me?
The
Which
three
ones do you want me to
the three playoff games.
All right.
All three of the playoff games today.
All three of the playoff games. Okay. I'm gonna go through order. I want to look up just a minute. I want to go through each one. So obviously I had Penn State against SMU, and they're up 7-0 right now. Clemson, Texas. I think I think Texas should win this game, but
do you think they cover the spread 13.5?
No, I think this Texas they really haven't beaten a really good team this year. They really haven't. Both times they faced Georgia, they lost, and they haven't really gotten a quality win. I definitely think, this is definitely, they're a really good team. I definitely think they should have been in the college football playoffs, obviously, but I feel like Texas is a little overvalued, and Clemson, I feel like, is kind of gone under the radar this year. this could definitely be a really close game. If I was gonna pick a team, I would say Texas, but I don't think Texas covers in that game. And then the Ohio State Tennessee game. This is a tough one for me because I really feel like Ohio State is really just their kryptonite is just Michigan, and the only other loss was to Oregon, and I think Oregon is probably the best team in the country right now. So I got Ohio State in this game. Do
they cover the spread 7 points?
I don't know. That's a tough one because I feel like no matter who wins this game, I don't want to say they're going to run the table, but I bet they win by like 10 or 13.
Okay.
That's kind of how I'm feeling in this because I don't know. I don't expect this one to go down to the wire, but I got Ohio State though. I think Ohio State, the only kryptonite's Michigan, and Ohio State was just and then Oregon was just a better team than them. I don't think Tennessee's a better team than them.
And I think too with Ohio State, like this is the first time that the loss to Michigan didn't keep them out of the playoff.
Yeah.
Right. So might be their kryptonite, but they're still in it. Like they still got a shot. So
all right, we can start wrapping it up, Todd.
All right.
Thanks for joining the stream.
Well, guys, it's another Power Hour with Todd Uhlir. Thanks, Ben, for all the work back there at the studio. I'm going to go watch my daughter's quarterfinal match in wrestling here at Pierce, Nebraska. So not sure. Probably won't be here next Saturday, but the Saturday after should be. So thanks, everybody, for joining in. Thanks to the sponsors. God bless. Much love. Peace out.